Welcome to the Consultation Manager training videos. In this video, we'll be looking at actions. We'll go through how to enter an action, how to find actions assigned to you, and finally, how to resolve an action. An event with a stakeholder may trigger deliverable outcomes that you or another member of your team are responsible for. These can be managed by creating an action relating to the event to track the status of these outcomes. Actions are the to-do reminders that keep users on top of any tasks. Here we have an event we have just completed with a stakeholder which needs a follow-up. To add an action directly to the event record, we're going to find the Action tab and click the plus button. This is going to open up a window within the profile where we can add a new action, assign a pre-existing action, or remove already assigned actions. In this case, we are going to add a new action, so we're going to stay on Add New. From here, we can select the project and enter the details of the action. Please note the order of the fields on an action may differ depending on your system's configuration. In any system, however, there are always the same basic fields on an action. Firstly, there are 3 different date fields. The first is Initiated. This is to represent when the action was created and will automatically populate with the date and time. The second field is Deadline. This is to reflect when the action should be completed by. While this field will also automatically populate, it is highly recommended to change the date and time accordingly. The third field is Resolved. This is to reflect when the action was completed. This field should be kept blank when creating the action. We'll go through resolving an action later in this video. Next, there are 2 long text fields. The first is Action Requested. Here is where we will put in the details of what needs to happen. The second is Action Taken. This is to contain the details of what occurred to resolve the action. This field should also be kept blank when creating the action. The next 3 fields will allow us to choose which users are involved in this action. The first is Assigned By. This will automatically populate with your user details when saving the action unless another user is chosen. The second, Assigned To, is who should complete the action. The third, Assigned CC, is where we can select multiple other users who should be made aware of the action but are not in charge of completing it. Finally, there are a few fields which are read-only and are automatically populated depending on the information filled in other fields. Action status draws directly from the Resolved field. If this date field is empty, the status will be Outstanding to show it still needs to be completed. If the Resolved field has been added and saved, it will show Completed. Email Sent indicates when the user the action is assigned to has been notified of the action. We will go through this a little more in a moment. Elapsed time and performance will automatically populate with some metrics after the action has been completed. After adding in all of the relevant information, click Save at the top to create the action. Once the action has been saved, a success message will appear with 2 options. The first, Open this action, will open the new action we've just created in the workspace while simultaneously returning the event to its normal profile in the workspace. The second, Go Back to Event, will return us to the event's profile. We're going to click Open this action. Once the action's profile has opened, we can see the information entered on the left-hand side, with the event related on the right. Here we'll notice the original stakeholder hasn't been automatically added. This is because there may be multiple stakeholders related to the event but not relevant to the action. We highly recommend adding the relevant stakeholders to the action. For more details, check out our workflow video. Once all the information has been added to the action, we can send an email to the user it has been assigned to by clicking the Send Action button at the top right. This will send them an email with the details of what they need to do, including a link to view the action in the system. Once the action email has been sent, the details in the Email Sent field are automatically populated. This is an example of what an action email might look like. The easiest way to see any outstanding actions that have been assigned to you is to go to your Consultation Manager dashboard. On the left-hand side, there is a panel called Tasks, which will show you any currently outstanding actions assigned to you. Simply clicking on an action will open that record in the workspace. The second way to find any actions assigned to you is to search for them. First, change the initial entity to Actions. In the second drop-down menu, select Related to. The next drop-down menu should default to Assigned to Users. Here we can select which field to use to find our profile. Once you have selected the best field to find your user profile and entered your details, activate the search. This will show a comprehensive list of any actions assigned to your user profile. To resolve an action, open the record in the workspace from the dashboard, search grid, or clicking the link in your action notification email. From here, enter the details of what was done to complete the action and fill in the Resolved field. After adding in all of the relevant information, click Save at the top. This will change the action status to completed and populate the elapsed time and performance field. These fields reflect how long it took to complete the action compared to when it was created and the deadline respectively. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like any further details on actions, please take a look at our support knowledge base or ask our friendly support team.